Hi, welcome to my procurement channel. We are currently doing the episode 5 of the procurement maturity matrix, essentially working out the procurement maturity for procurement transformation. In this episode, we will be discussing the organizational environment. Basically, uh, we need to discuss, and this is a bit sensitive as to where the procurement sits in the grand scheme of things. The procurement as a department cannot make the necessary changes or the necessary impact until it is sitting in the right area. And it is up to the VPs or the senior leaders of the procurement departments essentially to show value and what they bring to the organization. We need to understand this area in order to understand what impact can procurement likely have on the rest of the organization. So, in this episode today, we'll be discussing the procurement relative to the C suite. And when I say that, I meant to mean where does the VP of procurement sit? Who does the VP of procurement report to? Does the VP of procurement report directly, or head of procurement or director of procurement report directly to the chief executive officer? Does the VP or the head of procurement report to the CFO? Do they report to another director? And how far away they are in terms of ladder framework from the decision making table, because that shows the likely relevance of procurement within the organization, and also the possible impact that would be achieved by the procurement organization. The second thing we need to understand is the perception of procurement from procurement's point of view, i.e., what do procurement think that the other parties think in the organization about them? Do they think the procurement team think that they are efficient, or the other, procurement team thinks that the other parties think that the procurement team is efficient, procurement team is effective, procurement team helps people, procurement team trains people, procurement team delivers on time within budget, and so forth. The third thing that we have to look at in terms of the environment is strategic alignment. Do the procurement department have a good strategic alignment with the corporate strategy and where the leaders of the organization are taking the organization? A lot of the times, what I have seen is that the procurement is quite insular or quite ivory towered almost, where they think that they need to do certain things in a certain way. Remember, as I said in the earlier episodes, you are there just like any other department to do two things: either to add value to the organization. If it's a private organization, that's shareholder value. If it's a public organization, that is the value driven by the public organization, i.e., making sure that the budgets are spent properly and the right things are achieved at the right time within the right budget, or you are reducing risk. So there are only these are the only two tangible bearings that you are working to essentially in reality, in a big picture view, essentially. So you need to make sure that you are reverting to those. A lot of the times, the insular thinking basically gets the procurement departments as seen as blockers, or time wasters or non-efficient. So we need to make sure that the procurement team has a good enough idea about what the rest of the organization thinks about them. This environment bit essentially is to basically work with that. And do we have any business continuity plans? Are we in anybody else's business continuity plans? What is the situation that we have in terms of CRM? In terms of environment, what is the situation that we have in terms of SRM, supplier relationship management, and that environment essentially. So, environment is essentially to gauge where procurement sits in procurement's view of the rest of the organization's view about them, essentially, and where procurement sits physically away from the decision table. If it is one step away, it can have a greater impact. It is if it is four steps away, and you just have a procurement manager who's reporting into another head, who's reporting into a CFO, who's reporting into a CEO, then the likely impact of procurement is less. It is a less of a strategic function and more of a tactical function. So this is where we're going to end this episode, and hopefully in the next episode we will discuss this thing further. Thank you very much. If you've liked what you've seen, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.